PUA and UI benefits could start rolling out after states overcome recent security breaches. Hey everybody, this is LALATE with a second stimulus check and stimulus package update for today. I hope you are good and safe. This is our third stimulus package update. Earlier today, we detailed new shocking details about a new stimulus package introduced minutes ago. Just today, really great news. And we detailed in our second stimulus package really what could be coming in the pipeline later this fall. Could there be a fourth, fifth, and sixth stimulus package with stimulus checks all the way until next year? Finally, this video, as always, as you know, our third stimulus check video of the day, always features PUA and UI. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different. I won't be answering your questions, so if you have questions from yesterday, drop them in the comments of this video as well, and I'll answer them tomorrow. What I'm going to be doing is going over some of the most common PUA and UI second stimulus questions that viewers have had over the last 60 days. Today is our 2-month anniversary. And it's funny because as we were sitting and editing what is going to be our 2-month anniversary special, I forgot that the very first day I was doing PUA videos. The very, very first day that this channel launched, which was April 25th, I believe, or April 24th, I did a PUA video. And at that time, PUA had not launched. It was a few days away, and I told viewers what to expect. Here we are, and 2 months later, some of you are new to applying for PUA or recent to PUA or have been waiting around for your checks and don't know what to think. So I thank you for being along with us to all this realm or new to joining this channel. And I want to go over the most common issues and problems that people confront when addressing PUA and UI. First, the delay. A lot of you have wondered where are your payments that you've been waiting for weeks and months. The good news is that when we were doing PUA videos about a week and a half ago, a lot of states suffered bad security breaches. Several suffered big independent contractor server problems. Those problems are now behind us, thankfully, and a lot of those states are now issuing the payments. The great news is that viewers of this channel, like Eileen, who I remember out of Florida, are getting these big payments. Eileen got, I think it was almost $8,000. The reason why is the following. If you pull out a pen and paper, let's go over it. First of all, stimulus payments, PUA and UI payments start at a base level amount per week, depending on your state, somewhere between $135 to $189. Every state has a base level amount of benefits per week. If you're impacted by COVID-19 and your date of impact started in early March, in middle March, and I'll go over that in a second, and goes all the way up into July or in the present, that's about 10 weeks. I mean, we've been doing these PUA videos now for 60 days, so it's about 10 weeks. So Eileen, as other viewers have, suddenly woke up one morning after, me helping her in questions on PUA and UI every single day for 60 days and found $7,000, $8,000 in her bank account. How is that possible? It's very simple. $167 approximately plus $600 for the federal government every week times 10 weeks. That's about $700, $800 per week times 10 weeks. Bam, right there. So a lot of viewers always talk about, these stimulus package checks, and I say, hey, I think you're going to get 6 stimulus checks of $2,000 each into the next year, or multiple stimulus checks, and they say, I don't ever see that happening. Absolutely think it's going to happen. I'll tell you why. Because the federal government doesn't want the states to keep on having this burden of issuing thousands and thousands of dollars over really a 60-day period come into 2021, because the states don't have the ability to print money. The federal government can print money. The Federal Reserve, the Treasury can print money, and by printing that money, they can fund the money, finance the money by issuing Treasury bonds or other types of securities. CDs, federally backed CDs, you go and get from your bank 7.5% interest or 5% interest rate. So that's how they can afford it. They don't want the states to have this burden going forward. So that was the number one question I got for PUA over the last 60 days was, what's going to happen with my money? Well, eventually it's going to land, and it's going to land, bam. We had our wonderful truck driver, I think his name was Andrew, and so he, he wasn't getting the EIDL, he wasn't getting PPP, he wasn't getting anything, he wasn't getting PUA either. And then the day he got EIDL, out of just pure coincidence, bam, his PUA money landed, and I remember reading his comment on camera, and it brought me to tears. Was his wife showed him a check? I guess in his state, the check comes by paper, and he looked at the check, and the wife said, she said, honey, I think you got a $500 check. And he looked at it, he says, darling, that's not $500, that's $5,000. So there you go. Next, a lot of people always ask about how long does the delivery of the funds come. What's good about this is that these states do have these contracts with these companies to send payments that have been around for a long time. So in California, California EDD has Bank America, which you can't get anyone better to help for you, and Bank America issues the EDD debit card. So these things do come relatively fast. And when they come fast, they are funded fast. So the great news is that if you're sitting back and you're wondering when everything says processing, everything says pending. Well, when it's pending and processing, it lands. Next, the most common second question I always get is retroactive benefits, and I always answer the following way: when you applied for eligibility and you put your date of impact, if you put your date of impact into March, then we will get those benefits all the way back to March up to the present if you certify for every respective week. If you didn't, you're not going to get those benefits. So that's what's really good, is that I don't want you to sit and wonder, where is my retroactive benefits? They will come. States often don't work on them first. Next, escalated benefits, which really was one of the core questions that a lot of viewers were asking early on. And I remember one of the viewers who asked about it was Ricardo Hall, one of our earliest viewers. He asked, how do you do escalated benefits and how does it apply? So if you don't recall, if you made about $30,000 in 2019 earnings, then you qualify for escalated benefits. Now, there was always that common question. First, I haven't done my 2019 tax returns. I said, hey, get them ready. Two, how do you deliver that information to states? As a lot of viewers, especially in California, said, hey, I can't communicate with EDD. The normal problem was the following. If you wanted to get the information, how would you communicate it to your state? And I would always say, hey, go into your portal, upload the documents, upload a letter, and send it to them. Problem is, a lot of states didn't have that capability to escalate benefits because they simply didn't have a portal or place to upload documents. I was often commonly telling viewers, hey, send them a letter in the mail, Federal Express or Overnight Express, so that you can verify the request for escalated benefits. Ultimately, I remember Ricardo Hall asking me, hey, if I haven't done 2019 tax returns, what do I do? And I said, hey, you are going to have to verify your financial data from 2019. It's clearly best to have a 2019 tax return ready when you ask for escalated benefits, but if you don't, you're going to have some financial data which supports your claim, because they will ask for that financial data. And bottom line is that when you're talking about escalated benefits for purposes of PUA UI, a lot of states just don't want to pay it. They rather get you out the door at $139 or $169 per week, and rather than pay you $300, $400 a week. But some viewers have gotten the escalated benefits. Some states have been excellent on really creating an environment in which you can upload documents or send them documents, request for escalated benefits, and pay those escalated benefits. Other states have been a hot mess. Other states have absolutely really created like a gate to block you from ever communicating with them in a manner in which you could have escalated benefits, and they certainly know who they are. Finally, the next question that was really commonplace over the last 60 days about PUA and UI was about states who are misclassifying viewers. And the viewers knew it was a misclassification. I said it was a misclassification, and the states didn't care. And so I was always asked, what should you do? The most common example was the following: Uber and LYFT. You knew I was going to say it. Uber and LYFT. As you know, Uber and LYFT drivers are independent contractors. They are not W-2 employees. They don't get a W-2 for Uber or LYFT. Well, here's the rub. Some states are actually, doing it correctly. They are putting you under PUA because you are independent contractors. Other states really have a legal argument up their nose, and they really want to contend that Uber and Lyft drivers are not UA. They are not PUA. They are UI employees. Here's the rub. Basically, what has happened is that states think that they have a legal basis to go to court, as they have in California, to sue Uber and Lyft to change the classification of their workers from independent contractors to employees. Okay, that's a dispute in court, but it makes a lot of confusion for viewers of this channel who, when they go apply for unemployment benefits, they know that as an Uber Lyft driver they're PUA and should be classified as PUA. The states flop them over to UI because they think they have a legal argument that they should be classified as UI. It's really quite disconcerting to the viewer and very complicated. Ultimately, this is what this channel has recommended. If the state wants to classify you as an Uber Lyft driver as UI, unemployment assistance, instead of PUA, pandemic unemployment assistance, let them do it. I mean, if they want to go down the wrong path, let them do it, because ultimately the benefits are the same. If you didn't watch our videos for the last 2 days, I've detailed that the $600 for the federal government is not PUA. The $600 from the federal government is not PUA. It's FPUC. It is thrown on top of UI and PUA benefits that are impacted from the month of March to the month of July. So it doesn't matter if you're classified as a UI or PUA, because you're still going to get the $600. And your base level benefits are still going to be the same. There you go. Finally, the most common recent question about PUA and UI has come from people getting confused with the terms. And it's very common. I mean, it's very normal to be confused with this term. And the most common problem has been viewers thinking that the $600 is PUA. I remember a viewer, I think it was Eric, yesterday. He said, wait a second, I'm a UI and I'm getting $600. No, he's a PUA. I'm a PUA and I'm getting $600 per week on top of my PUA. So am I breaking the law? I said, no, PUA is not $600. FPUC is $600. PUA is the base level benefits. So let's recap again. If you are an employee, you are UI. If you're an independent contractor, you are PUA. Okay, so if you work for Macy's, you're UI. If you work for yourself, you're PUA. You cannot be UI and PUA. To be PUA, you must be ineligible as UI to get PUA. So it's very simple. You can't be both UI and PUA. What are the benefits? UI pays the base level benefits per week of the state. PUA pays the base level benefits of the state. That base level depends on the state, whether it's 139, 169, 189. They both apply the same way. Next, if you're impacted from the months of March to July during respective weeks passed under the CARES Act, both UI and PUA get $600 per week. So the UI, you get the base level benefits of about $130, $160 plus $600, and PUA exactly the same. No difference. Finally, FPEUC, if I'm remembering an acronym correctly, the CARES Act extends the number of weeks of benefits you have under UI additionally. So let me go over that again. Under UI, you have a certain number of benefit weeks during a claim period. And after that, you can't get any more benefits. Well, the CARES Act, passed by members of Congress in March, extends those number of weeks additionally. And I believe that an acronym is FPEUC or something like that. See how I'm doing things by heart? I'm not going to keep a script on set. I'm trying to see if I can remember these crazy names by myself. And so the federal government extends that an additional number of weeks, which I think is either 13 or 16 weeks. That is the federal government. The states have also extended your number of weeks of benefits on top of the federal government. So that's really great news. PUA also, common question I get all the time, is that PUA ends in July. It does not end in July. FPUC ends in July. The $600 per week ends in July. PUA is many, many, many weeks. So don't think if you're an independent contractor and you're still impacted by COVID-19 as of August, you are not going to get a penny. Absolutely untrue. You'll get the base level benefits. Finally, what is going to happen with FPUC? That's $600 from the federal government. Is it going to go away? Where's it going and what's going to happen? This channel has been detailing extensively all the stimulus packages that are really on the board. And I do believe, whether it's a Democrat or Republican, whether it's a Biden win or a Trump win, that you're going to see extension of the $600 from the federal government into 2021, plus, not in addition to, but plus, a sort of stimulus for people who get back to work, aka the Portman and Brady plans. Portman wants to say, hey, if you get back to work, your number of hours of work may not be that great, so I'm going to give you $445 additional on top of what you're getting per week at work. Bradley wants to give you, $1,200. He wants to give you 2 checks of $600. There you go. If you have questions to today's PUA and UI video, which I'm sure you do, drop in the comments below and I answer in tomorrow's video. And later today, we'll have EI deal at grant and EI deal loan as well.